Okay. Get a little church clap in there with Kanye West in the Sunday service. MAGA country music. Yeah.
No comment.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Jesus is King.
Well, I just pulled this up. You said Jesus is King. That's the name of Kanye's album.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it, but...
You gonna lead it forward?
Yeah. MAGA, baby. Kanye and Joel Osteen. Yes, honey. He's MAGA.
If you don't know,
now you know.
Rather
when you know, you know. So, all right.
So to close out,
we've made like several.
chapter.
It's wearing me out, but it's so important. We've made several videos about Black.
Guess what? My cocktails refill.
Trump. I mean, we've just gone into MAGA country over this month to see what's going on, and it's not what the media is showing at all. They're united.
Did you guys see that MSNBC?
Oh, look on my timeline. I'm sure at this point, if you're watching this video, I've probably posted it. But anyway, I was interviewed for MSNBC, this segment about Black conservatives, and it's me and another person who are Democrats, and then it was two Trump supporters. So check it out.
Yeah, it was just interesting even interacting with the Trump supporters when we got there, and like some people it's just wild, you know. It's like lawyers, how they can be so friendly with each other at the bar, having a drink, at the makeup in the bathroom, doing your makeup. What girl use this?
That was me.
All three of us. And then
she thought she was doing that, but then she didn't know what really hit her.
She knew who we were, though.
Yeah, you're right, probably. But she didn't seem ready to...
But no, because later she's like, we drink with everybody. You know, it's like this, you spar in one arena, but then you're cool in another arena. That was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of cordial to everybody.
Yeah.
But then when it came down to defend Barack Obama and Joe Biden's administration, I was there.
And then they were the same.
I had time.
And then when it was time to defend Trump.
They were there. And then I was there. And then
so it was very interesting just to watch that.
It was an hour-long conversation, but they probably only showed like 2-3 minutes. So it is what it is. All right. So back to Candice Owens. Candice Owens is an African-American woman, young woman, very dynamic, very smart. And she is leading Blexit, which is, I keep saying Blacksit, but it's Blexit. And it's to lead Black people out of the Democratic Party. And her now newlywed husband,
George
her
Farmer.
husband.
Oh, Nigel
Farage or something, whatever.
He's the Blexit guy who was at the wedding.
Guy. Yeah, he was at the wedding. And she's married to this British white man who is affiliated with Brexit.
He was sitting one row in front of us.
One row. We met George.
Can't believe I was like,
is
that her husband? And
George?
Robin's like, I'm going to ask him. And I was like, don't you do it. She's like,
I'm doing research.
The next thing you know, she's like, he was happily like,
oh, he was so pleased.
Yes, I am.
He's probably like, honey, 2 Black women, American women.
All I could do was,
I was like, are you Candice's husband? He's like,
yes.
He's
How
like,
did you know?
I am. I'm like, okay. He was so pleased. He was so proud and smitten with his newlywed wife.
He was so pleased.
And so let's just get into
he had on a Blexit shirt.
He did, yeah. He was sitting up in the balcony with the people, watching what was going on.
We also think we were sitting behind 2 spies.
Yeah, we think we ran into 2 spies.
Yeah.
But they were so obvious, though.
They didn't clap at anything. They never stood up.
Looking pissed.
And the looking pissed. And then the wife kept turning around looking at us like.
And I was just like.
Oh my God. I was just like.
You gotta blend in.
I did the fake.
Gotta commit.
The hands don't meet.
I know. I was like.
And then
I was like, no sound.
I turned around. Ron was standing up, going. I was like, and then she's like at her phone, like, yeah. Notes.
Oh yeah, I was like, just writing.
Anyway,
so let's talk a little bit about Candice. Candice's whole thing is she doesn't tell you who to vote for. She doesn't talk about Trump. At least she didn't in that time he spent with her. But she talks about these key themes about
patriotism.
Yeah, patriotism, black men and fathers not being in the home, self-reliance, a fear of God, how government doesn't work for people. Let's see, not being a victim, and freedom.
And being a free thinker.
Yes.
And don't just give your vote to a Democrat because like they expected or something like that. Yeah.
And she has a very compelling story. I mean, I know there's all kinds of things in her past and everything.
Proselytizing someone with
No. But the thing is people have got to get out of their bubbles and pay attention because she is definitely making waves. And she's reaching into some kind of pulse or heartbeat or something of people in this country. I mean, and it's not like it's some like, oh, it's the majority of black people or anything like that. But like the conservatives are building this movement, and they're building this movement with young black people. And not every young black person has the same connection to the civil rights movement and
so young LGBT people there.
Oh yes. Oh please.
Every
oh my God.
Everyone was there.
Think about Obama 2008. I know because I was on staff or whatever for Obama, and just did a lot of work, for him and volunteering and all that leading up to the general. But like the whole thing was like you never know who an Obama supporter was at that time. It could be the old white guy, it could be a young Jewish woman, it could be this Spanish speaking immigrant who just became a citizen. Like that was the whole thing. Well, flip it, and that's how it is with Trump. Mm-hmm. You do not know who is a Trump supporter.
The old black lady, the old white lady,
the gay white man, the gay black man,
all segments were there.
Yes, absolutely.
All at this event. Remember you saw Greta?
Oh my God, yeah. The Fox News people. Well, she's not with Fox anymore, but she was with Fox forever. But there was a row, and it was like Greta and probably some other people from Fox. I don't really watch Fox, but it was some other people who were in that row as well. And they were just, the whole time. Just
I enjoyed it.
And they'd be very,
stayed till the end.
Watching everything that was unfolding.
Let's talk about when that video aired.
Yes, let's get into that. Okay.
So she's like, oh, well, guys, my granddad's here. And everyone who came out paid homage to the granddad.
Talk about the granddad.
He stood up twice, and
the granddad
got a standing O.
From North Carolina.
Right, was a sharecropper.
Grew up in Jim Crow South.
Yeah.
Eventually, he was able to work to go back and buy the land where he was a sharecropper.
Yeah.
Built a house, or maybe, I don't know if he built it for real, but he has a house.
He prayed every morning and made big Southern breakfasts.
Made them read the Bible.
It's a wonder how she didn't get overweight.
Oh, yeah, they threw that in there.
Yeah. Because everyone's so fat. And then...
it's true. It's like...
It's part of the culture.
Yeah, it's part of this, like, cultural thing.
Identity, yeah.
Even on 538 podcast, they talk about, like, this Trump-curious young black people in the South who are Trump-curious, specifically to Georgia. And then they call them, like, the MMA voter or something about the MMA fighting. But anyway, it's something about the culture of like being fit and like taking care of yourself, or I don't know what it is yet. Yeah, and being aggressive.
Aggressive for sure. And then so she's like, my granddad was supposed to walk me down the aisle at my wedding, but he had dialysis. I'm like, Meghan Markle, but changed.
I thought the same thing too. I was like, this sounds like Meghan
But
Markle.
you know, she trashed her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's like, but so he wasn't there. And
broke my
heart. So now, since he's here, and I want to share with you guys the video of my wedding, and this will be my granddad's first time seeing it too.
Because now that I'm married, I
can start my family now.
You know, which is like connected to all these other
killing babies
values of like not having sex, getting married. You don't want to abort a baby. Like these are things they were talking about throughout everything. And I'm not trying to knock it. I'm not here to judge and try to knock. I mean, maybe I'm judging a little bit, but what I'm trying to do is just show you the culture. It's about culture greater than policy.
What are you judging?
Well, I just mean like, some people may not really believe, like some people probably will hear this and they're like, but I believe in choice and you should be able to, you know, have sex with, you know, if you're not married, and you don't have to get married. And that's fine. That's all of that. Like, that is fine. I'm not, you know, disagreeing with that or whatever. But, like, I'm just trying to show you, like, we're trying to paint a picture of culture. Because people want to shoot the messenger. People want to shoot the messenger when you try to tell them these things that are happening out there.
I know. So then they show the video of the wedding. I mean, it was on a, I think a Trump estate, like a vineyard.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was. And she had a very nice, beautiful dress. Yeah. It was very interracial.
They don't really ever say too much about race. They don't
talk about race like that.
Yeah.
But it was completely interracial. Mm-hmm. A little, you know, black brides. It's like you see the picture with the white family, the black family, and everybody mixed up together. Black children,
black guys dating white girls, everybody. Black guys. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
mixed up.
Yeah, everything's mixed up, and
the wedding cake had a Trump looking hat that said "Make weddings great again."
So again, back to this like marriage, family, unit, man and a woman. Like that is that's what the the vibe is.
And then they had a lot of, obviously, political allies there at the wedding, black and white, U.S. and English or European. And all the party wore Make Weddings Great Again hats.
Yeah.
They're showing the pictures of the turn up at the reception, which everybody was clearly lit and having a good time, dancing their ASS off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it was like this, because it was like this culmination of what we were talking about.
You should post that video.
We will post it. So it was, as far as the speakers at Blexit, it was Candice Owens, black woman, American woman, and then everybody else, black American men, from maybe 30s to 60s or something like that. And nobody else, and then Kanye, playing in the background. But each story was just really touching on and just talking about the breakdown of a family, maybe not having a father in the home or a mom and dad unit, or a mom experiencing addiction or unemployment or some kind of poverty or just hard times. And then people rising above that.
Don't abort the baby because of those conditions.
Right.
And then self-reliance.
Opportunity in America, going from, started from the bottom, now we here. That is and prosperity. And it's something.
Through Jesus Christ.
First and foremost.
That's how it all strings on.
And then just opportunities and hustling and going after those opportunities. So it is something about that message that is starting to resonate bit by bit with black voters in the United States who are Trump curious. They said the fastest growing group of black voters that are conservative are young black men.
Yeah, remember that young guy who asked a question?
Yeah.
It was like a young, because they had a Q&A section. It was like a young, like, how do I get my family or people to understand? I just feel like, to just summarize my thoughts on these experiences, Candice, even in Trump too, I just feel like there is a chasm.
Yeah.
And like, people are over here, people are over here, and there's a gulf, and you've got to like look in that gulf, see what's in there, and like, I don't know, it's like a blind spot, a gap, or something that.
And I keep going back to the movie Us. It's just something about that
so true, though.
Speaks to me, you know?
Because it's like in Us, it was like this whole segment of society that is forgotten.
Yeah.
And left behind while everybody prospers and becomes elite or whatever, or strives for elitism and to be elegant and classy or whatever, or educated or prosperous or whatever those things are that are on this side, then these people who are left behind. And now it's like all these like in-betweeners, you know what I mean? Or
and it's like that underdog, you know, it's just so deep. It's like, it's so cultural, you know? It's like when I think about Kanye and Jay-Z, okay? It's so weird because it's like...
That epitomizes.
I know. Because it's like, okay, so it's like Jay-Z came from, you know, the street life and, you know, didn't have this relationship with his dad and all of this. And, you know... And then it was kind of like, but then he transcended that street life, and then he kind of became like a respectable man.
And a successful businessman.
Married, children, you know, amassing this wealth. And that jived and went well with that like Obama-Biden era, you know? Then you have Kanye West.
He came from... middle class, but it was a broken home.
Yeah.
He went to college, but he dropped out. Remember, he always brags about going to art school for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's like he kind of, I don't know, but
then he you know, he didn't have a relationship with his father, and he was able to be creative, and even before he like really blew up, because I mean, I'm from the Chi, and I just remember, I mean, Kanye's very close to my age, and I didn't know Kanye personally, but I knew people who knew Kanye or knew, you know, and I just remember like, I mean, he was throwing parties and, you know, he was doing things, and you knew he was going to be something. I mean, you didn't know like to what, but you know, you knew he was like, he was a name. He was
you know what it is?
A musician. So you knew he was going to blow. And then it was kind of like, he wasn't Jay-Z. Like, he wasn't Jay-Z. He wasn't Nas. You know, he was Kanye. He had the backpack. He had the polo. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even when he came into the hip-hop game, he was coming in, like, against odds. Like, people didn't take him seriously. People weren't checking for him, you know, in that kind of sense outside of, like, a producer. But then he came in, and again, it's like this idea of, like, beating all odds, rising above, no one can stop. I mean, he literally has a song, Who Gonna Stop Me? Who gonna stop me? Huh? I mean, that's like on the throne. Like, that is the mentality that Trump taps into with a lot of people.
And it's like, Kanye has a wild streak.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's more like trying to become
measured,
in the groove.
Suits.
Like,
he and Justin Timberlake, don't they have like a song, Suits?
A suit and tie.
Suit and tie, like, he wants to be, I'm gonna play the game.
Like Jay-Z is the convention.
Yeah.
And then Kanye is like the unconvention. And kind of like Trump is completely unconventional.
Right.
But Obama is conventional. Like at its highest iteration or something. Like that, you know, like, so... That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like that's the culture and mentality that Trump has come from and he's tapping into.
Not everyone who are not so polished and shined up.
Yeah.
Who don't come off so
That's what this guy
smooth.
said.
It's like, those are the people.
This guy, Kingface, he spoke at Blexit. He was like, I have an 8th grade education. I'm one of those people. You are. There.
I don't know the difference.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know the difference.
Proud of that.
But guess what? Kingface has a full voter registration plan to get out and talk to young black men. In the battleground states, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Detroit, Michigan, Philly, Pennsylvania. And South Florida, because he's Haitian. So I'm sure he'll be in South Florida as well.
I'm sure he'll get a lot of Trump-curious Haitians to vote.
What's your voter registration plan? Where are you registering voters? Where are you registering voters like Kingface? 16, 17, 18, 23-year-old black men. Underestimate them if you want to. I'm not. I'm getting my plan together.
Yeah. I hate to end on a somber note, but I guess it is somber.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I probably have to do a whole, not tonight, but at another point. We'll just see how all this flies, because people like to shoot the messenger. They want to tell you about these statistics and things.
Look, we're reporting on what we saw
anything about,
and how it relates to our backgrounds and who we are, what resonates or doesn't resonate. This is clearly not a message for everybody. This is our story and our experience. So if you don't like it, that's fine, because it's not your experience.
And if you don't like it, go out and register a voter.
Go out and
donate to Fair Fight in Atlanta.
Go out and register a voter.
Do something helpful.
Or make some calls on behalf of your candidate.
Yeah, make some calls on behalf of your candidate. But guess what?
Yeah, do something, but don't just be pissed about it in the timeline.
I know. I'm telling you. So I think this is a good place to end. I'm going to add in some videos in the comments from Blexit. And if you have any questions, please let us know. And please save your comments as far as like just downing Trump and downing the other side. Like,
yeah, it's like got that message.
Yeah, you know, like I got that like 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Everybody's got it. It's like, what else? What else?
You know, like what
else you got?
The next step, or what's the plan, or and we'll probably have to do at some point. I'm gonna try to wait till after this next debate about these Democratic candidates. Because honestly, I just
I'm telling you, watching all that, I'm like, Molly girl, we in trouble.
Yeah.
We are because this is very clever, and I just do not think the Dems are being that clever. Sorry.
No.
It's a lot of preaching to the choir, and everybody thinks like,
and everyone just trying to say the right thing.
And everybody thinks they have like so much room for ideas and choice. And I mean, that's to say, but you know, it's kind of like this idea, like you can kind of meander around ideas and candidates, and sure you can, but I just feel like there's a whole formidable thing happening over there. Period. Whether or not, if you're like, that's my focus, I'm just like, it's formidable. So, if you want to play around with, I might go here, okay. All I know is I'm not going to be swept off my feet like I was in 2016. That is just my goal for myself, because that was extremely traumatizing for me, and I do not want that again. So I just want to make sure I at least have a heads up, and I am like, I know which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah. Well, they're eyes wide open.
Yeah, eyes wide open, and I know what's going on, so I can be like the Chris Rock sketch on SNL. Like, I think he's going, whatever it is. Like, I'm not going to be butthurt about it. I'm going to have seen it coming.
Yeah. If the election was today, as in November 12th, he'd win. Mm-hmm. Trump would win a re-election. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want him to, you better get to work, come up with a plan, get out of the sky and the clouds, and put your feet on the ground and think. Yeah. Sorry, I'm about to cuss because I'm just so I'm just so annoyed with this whole circus of this nonsense as if
It's
11 of these people can actually even be president.
A lot of extremes off. It's too many extremes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's it. That was my input on the part I was here for. And then you'll get the rest of the videos will be from your resident political expert here, Robin Donaldson. Please don't play yourself. She knows what she's talking about. She does her homework 24/7. I mean,
thank you.
Read a book. Read a magazine article. Read a newspaper article.
Listen to a podcast.
Read something. Listen to a podcast. Like
538. Listen to 538. And read. Real Clear Politics, 538.
Is fundamental.
And again, everything the Democrats and MSNBC said, everything the Democrats and MSNBC says is not 100% gospel and true.
No.
And not everything Republicans say
is 100%
a lie or false.
Right. Ooh, child.
Everyone doesn't think the same.
No.
It's culture over policy.
And you're just not being given all the facts. But don't guess the facts or assume them. Like, go out and find them. They're findable. Experientially, through data, research. I mean, there's just so many ways facts are available.
All right. You have a lovely evening, everybody. And, I mean, I'm just like... Because people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They want to believe what they want to believe.
Well, you believe this.
They want to believe that
Trump's going to get 4 more years if you don't get up off your ass.
That America, our democracy, and America, and our Constitution, they want to believe Americans want socialism.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't. Not enough.
They don't.
Not enough to make that
culture
the law of the land.
Is greater than policy.
Yeah. And that's just not what America is.
I want my student loans forgiven.
I want my student loans forgiven, and I want my healthcare choice.
Come on, y'all.
Just keep it real.
This is not 2000. This is not. I can hear somebody now. But Obama in 2008. Obama was not running against an incumbent president, and Obama was a cool black guy, which is accepted in culture, American culture.
And I hate to tell you, but we don't have a cool black guy running.
We don't have a cool black guy running. We don't. Or no. And why would you run another woman against Trump? Great for an ending for a, I don't know, FX movie, or I don't even know how FX would accept that nonsense. I just don't think a woman can beat Trump. Not these women. Yeah, that's what I should say. These women running, I don't believe they can beat Trump.
Because they don't have enough. It's too much.
Machismo?
In their ideas, they don't have enough people buying into the ideas.
Yeah, they don't. Right. If there was a broad coalition and a movement happening with any of these other candidates outside of my boy Bitey,
Joey B.
I mean, I like Joey B. I'm an Obama Biden girl.
I know his heart. He's a good guy. I trust him. I trust him.
We've met him. Looked him in the eye. Okay?
A couple times.
Yes.
I like the guy.
I know Joe.
About him.
I don't know all these other jokers.
I did see them
I don't.
And I looked everybody else in the eye, but
I don't.
I still just know Joey B.
And I think it's going to take Joey B and a powerful black woman. And if you know me, you should know who that is. All right.
Peace up.
Peace up.
A-time down.
A-time down.
Follow God.